Alright guys, so try natin to resolve problem. This is a problem na binigay sa amin as a handout ni Sir Valladolid, no? I hope okay lang sa kanya. For educational purposes lang naman tayo. So this is under the topic or uh, topic direct financing under leases, no? Leases, direct financing. Okay. So ito kasing problem na ganito sa financing, medyo konti lang yung matipid siya sa information na binigay. No? So ang binigay lang sa atin is yung cost of system, estimated useful life, residual value, implicit rate, yun na. So medyo kung sanay ka sa mga problems na doon sa earlier part ng leases, no, binibigay yung annual payments, residual value, stuff like that. So medyo work back yung gagawin natin dito. So tapos another is yung direct financing kasi is uh, yung puhunan niya is yun na yung mismong pinambili niya dun sa item. Parang bibili siya ng item o inventory tapos ibebenta niya, and then yung kikitain niya is yung portion ng interest kasi nga utang, so time value of money, yun yung kikitain niya. In comparison with uh, sales type lease, yung si sales type lease kasi ikaw mismo yung gumagawa ng produkto. So meron kang cost of goods sold, tapos meron pa siyang profit, which is the difference of the net investment and the cost of goods sold. So pwede niyang ibenta yan sa ibang tao on a cash basis. So pwede rin niyang ipautang for additional revenue, which is yung financing revenue naman. Right? So, yung mga tinatanong sa atin dito is annual lease payment. So, hindi pa yan visible or unknown pa yan. And then, total financing revenue to be earned, lesser part yan. The interest income to be recognized, lesser din. The total expenses related to the lease, that would be on the lessee. I hope nakikita, ano? Yan, palaki natin. The amount to be reported under the current liability as liability under finance lease. So, sa lessee din yan. Alright? So, okay, another example lang para maintindihan mo, no, yung sa direct financing. For example, yung si classmate mo, bumibili siya ng calculator sa Divisoria, no? Tig 500 niya binibili. Hindi niya ginawa yun, binili niya lang. So, yung cost niya, yun na yung mismong capital niya or net investment niya, and then ipapautang niya sa mga klase mo for total amounts. Pag pinagsama-sama mo lahat ng bayad, let's say installment, magiging 600. So yung pagitan ng 500 and 600, yung difference, that would be the financing revenue or financing income. Alright? So ganun si direct financing. Alright? So basahin natin yung problem. Talion Corporation is in the business of leasing new sophisticated computer systems as a lessor of computers. Talion purchased a new system on December 31, 2023. The system was delivered the same day to General Investment Company, a lessee. The corporation accountant revealed the following information relating to the transaction. Okay, so yan yung cost of system, estimated useful life, expected residual value, guarantee, unguaranteed, and yung implicit rate. General incremental borrowing rate, ignore this kung present naman yung implicit rate na always the implicit rate tayo. Okay? So, yung annual lease payment, paano natin yan makukuha? Explain ko muna, no, sa pag-compute ng mga problems. Usually, it involves computing for the gross investment and net investment. Actually, kailangan mo naman yun kung hahanapin mo yung ibang items kahit hindi yun yung mismong tinatanong. Ano? So, dito muna tayo sa lessor. Okay? Ang rule kasi, pag-compute ng gross investment and net investment, ang treatment mo is magkaiba. Okay? So, ang kailangan na alamin mo sa problem if there is transfer or there's no transfer. First, kung may transfer, one, with transfer, Ayusin ko lang. With transfer, ignore mo lang yung residual value. Okay? Kapag no transfer, I'm referring to the transfer of ownership, no? Ibig sabihin, at the end of the lease ba, mapupunta sa lessor o mapupunta sa lessee? Pag mapupunta sa lessee, with transfer yon. Pag babalik din sa lessor, no transfer yon. So no transfer, you account for a residual value. Okay? So doon sa problem kasi sabi niya dito sa facts letter A, at the end of the lease, the system will revert to Talion. So si Talion is yung lessor. Another fact, the lease rental consists of equal annual payments. So actually, hindi naman natin to masisolve tong problem na to kung different amount of payments yung gagawin. Okay, going back, no? So no transfer, account for RV. Ngayon, ano ba yung mga formulas to solve for gross investment and net investment? Gross investment, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Yung pagitan or yung difference ng gross investment and net investment, yun na mismo yung financing revenue. Okay? So gross investment equals the annual payments or lease payment, lagay na lang natin, multiplied by lease term plus residual value. Okay? Now, dito naman sa net investment, ipe-present value mo lang yung mga values na yan. So, for example, yung net investment is the present value of the lease payments. Same money yan, pero magkaiba lang ng timeline. It involves the time value of money. So, plus present value of residual value. So, ganyan yung mag-compute. Ayan, in relation dito sa rule natin, lagay natin dito, rule. Okay? Yung rule na yan, kapag itong mismong formula na ito is no transfer to kasi nga account for RV. Now, let's say yung problem is with transfer, no? So, buburahin mo lang tong part na to. Tatanggalin mo lang yan, hindi mo siya i-account. Ganun lang siya. Okay? I hope that's clear. So anyway, since ganito naman yung problem, no transfer naman, ano, so i-follow natin tong formula na ito. Okay? So, how do we get there? Alam natin, gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, yung mismong cost na nung pagkabili niya doon sa inventory, in this case, yung computer system is yung na mismo yung net investment niya or puhunan niya. Okay? So, alam natin na itong 550 na to is equal to the net investment. Alright? So, looking at the formula, itong 550 na ito has two components, no? Yan yung present value of lease payments, ito yan. And then yung another portion is yung present value of residual value. So, given this information na meron ka, makikita mo na may residual value dito, 40,000. So, ang gagawin natin, i-work back natin, actually, i-convert muna natin sa present value kasi nasa future value siya, 40,000. So, alamin muna natin yung mga gagamitin nating PV factors, no? So, we are considering 12%. Yung PV of 1 muna tayo. PV of 1 N is the number of years and 8, okay? Yan. So, yung isa naman is PV of... Eto pala, careful ka rito kasi yung PV na gagamitin mo depende, no? Check mo agad kung may advance or annuity lang siya, ordinary annuity. Tingnan mo kasi, the purchase nung December 31, 2023, tapos yung first payment, December 31, 2023 din. So, advance payment yan. So, PV of annuity due yan. Okay, so alamin lang natin yung mga numbers na ito. So, sa PV of 1 muna tayo, 1.12, divide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, actually, sinabi niya dito for decimal, no? Pero, sige, gawin na lang natin. Siguro, ano ba sabi niya? Round of 4 decimal places, okay? 4039. So, dun sa isang present value, yung ordinary annuity naman, or annuity due, 1.12 divide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mo lang siya ipapress dun sa calculator mo. And then minus 1 divided by 0.12, tanggalin mo na yung negative, plus 1 ka. So we have 5.5638. Okay. Alright, so i-convert natin muna yung residual value into present value. So at present value equals, so multiply natin siya dito sa 0.0403. Sige nga, i-multiply ko na nga lang times, lagay ko dyan, okay? 0.4039 times 40,000, 16,156. Yan yung present value of the residual value. Ito siya. Ito siya ha. Ito yan. Okay? So now, i-plot natin. Okay? So, knowing this formula, dito yung gross. GI ko na lang, no? Dito naman yung net investment. So, para pag-minusin actually natin later. Kasi, since ang inaawol natin is yung difference between the gross investment net investment, di ba? Para makukuha natin yung income later on. So, eto, alam natin na yung net investment equals to 550,000. 550,000. Ang component niya is yung present value of residual value 16,156. So, i-work back lang natin, no? So, 550,000 minus 16,156. So, 533,844. So ano tong amount na to? That's the present value of lease payments. So para makuha natin yung lease payments, yung annual lease payments, i-convert natin yan dun sa future value niya. Or yung kung saan siya, kasi ang, pag ito ha, pag kunwari, ito kasi yung annual lease payment, pag minultiply mo siya sa PV factor, na 5.5638. Yan ang sinasabi niya. Pag minultiply mo yan dyan, makukuha mo daw ang 533,844. So work back tayo. So imbes na multiply, divide natin. Okay? So 533,844 divided by PV factor 5.5638. Makukuha natin 95950. 95,950. Yan yung annual lease payments. Actually, ito na yan eh. Ito na siya. Alright? So, may number 1 na tayo. 95,950. Alright? Annual lease payments. Ang formula ng gross investment is annual lease payments multiplied by the lease term. So, alam mo na 95,950, imo-multiply mo siya sa 8 years para makuha mo yung first portion ng gross investment. So, 95,950 times, lagay ko na lang dito, 8. Yan. Equals 767,600. Yan, yung first component niya. Yung another component niya is yung residual value. Meron naman tayo dyan, no? 40,000. Ito yan, ha? Ito. And yung present value, ito naman. Ito rin naman yan. Okay? Now, that's clear. So, 767,600 plus 40,000, 807,600. So, ito yung gross investment. Ito naman yung net investment. Gross, net. Yung difference is yung financing portion. Financing revenue ni lessor. Okay? Right. So, burahin ko na lang to guys kasi reference lang para may space pa tayo. And so, difference between the gross investment and net investment is the financing revenue. 257,600. So, may sagot na tayo dun sa second question. So, ito yan guys. 257,600. Tama ba? Okay. So, sa third question, the interest income to be recognized by the lessor. Okay, sa lessor muna tayo in 2024. Okay. Well, pwede yung normal na ginagawa mo is yung table, no? Yung amortization table. Pwede mong gawin yon. So, magkano ang net investment? Ang gagawin mo, gawa ka ng amortization table, 550 being the amount to be amortized, 550,000. So, meron siya ditong payment. Meron siya ditong payments, which is 95,950. Tapos, interest, that's 12%. And yung amort. So, well, yung, since alam mo na advanced to, no? Advanced, ibig sabihin yung first part is butas kasi magbibigay na siya agad. And this 95,950 na to, on the day 1 of the commencement of the lease, mababawas na agad yan sa 550. Minus 95,950. Yan, 45,4,050. Tapos multiply mo siya sa percentage para makuha mo yung interest, 54,486. Meron ulit dito. This is day 1 ito, no? Day 1. $41,464 minus 454,050. 412,586. December 24. Meaning 2024, no? Yan. Okay. So, ang tinatanong is yung interest. Ito siya. So, day 1 ito, day 1 itong part na to, and this is December ng year 24. Okay? So, ito yung interest na hinahanap niya. So, may sagot na tayo. That's 54,486. Okay. So, next, the total expense related to the lease that will be recognized by the lessee in 2024. Okay? So, dito, be cautious lang, no? Kapag si lessor ang pinag-uusapan, yung amount na i-consider mo is yung whole investment na net investment, no? Ganon siya. Kasi nga, ina-account niya to. Why? Why does the lessor account for RV, by the way? Kasi kapag yung inventory niya or yung binebenta niya, like in this case, yung computer system, ang puhunan niya, in-account niya yung residual value. Why? Kasi part pa rin yun ng makukuha niya. Let's say, eventually, nakolekta niya na lahat ng lease payments, ano? And then, may residual value pa. Mabebenta niya pa sa iba. Di lahat yun, revenue. Lahat yun, revenue. Okay? So, in contrast with pagka with transfer, wala na siyang pakialam sa residual value. Ang residual value may pakialam na lang doon kung sino yung eventually mag-own or tatapos ng useful life ng mismong or kung sino man ang magbebenta eventually. Kasi dito, babalik kay lessor. So may pakialam siya sa residual value. That's another part of the total revenue later on. So ina-account niya. That's the reason ina-account niya. So kung kukumputin mo yung interest din, time value of money pa rin eh. Okay? So part siya. Part yung residual value sa kukumputin mo pag sa lessor side. In the case ng with out transfer, without transfer. Okay? So ganun yun. Tatandaan mo lang, yung rule importante. Etong rule na to importante ha. So, ngayon, anong nangyari? Yan. Okay, so, again, let's move on to the next. Dito naman tayo sa lessee side. No? Lagyan ko lang ng pagitan. Sa lessor yan, and then lessee. Dito mo makita na iba talaga pag lessee. No? Pag sa lessee kasi, wala naman siyang pakialam dun sa residual value. So, hindi na yun kasama nung i-compute mo. So pag naggawa ka ng amortization table ng dun sa lessee side, ang kukunin mo lang dito, ito. Kasi ito lang siya may pakialam. List payments siya. Sa list payments lang niya eh. Hindi naman niya babayaran yung residual value. Hindi rin naman mapupunta sa kanya. So, ayun. So, 533. Kailangan alam mo yung pagkakaiba nun, ha? So, meron ulit tayo dito ang payments. Actually, yung iba, magaling sa calculator method na ito. Kaya nilang computin yan. Parang pinapakita ko lang kung paano talaga siya nag-a-appear. No? So, 95, 0. Of course, butas din yung isa. And then 95, 533, 844 minus 95, 950, 437, 894. 8 times 0.12, 525, 52547. This is day 1. This is December of 2024. So 52, 547, 43403, 43, 4, minus 437, 894, 394, 491. Okay, so meron na ba tayong nasasagot? 52. Compute muna natin yung number 5. No? The amount to be reported under current liability as liability under the finance lease. Liability, sino nagbabayad? This is lessee. No? Yun yung cruise liability. Kapag interest income ang tinatanong, edi or receivable dun sa part ng lessor, edi ano yun? Iba yung dito mo siya i-compute sa itaas. Pero anyway, sabi niya liability. So this is on the side of the lessee. So nasa na ba tayo? 394. Ang tinatanong is current liability. So by December 2024, tapos na itong part na ito. So how much are we able to collect in the next period? Yun yung ibig sabihin ng current. So tatag tayo ng isa pa. 3944 times 0.12 or 7339. 47339 or 8611 611 minus 394 491 345,880. Alright. So guys, ito yung non-current portion, no? Parang hinati lang natin yun. Napunta siya dyan. Ito yung current portion. So pag tinatanong, this is the current portion. Ito yung part na yan. Okay? So 48,611. Alright. So ano pa yung na-miss natin? The total expenses related to the lease that will be recognized by the lessee. So ang i-count natin 2024. So, eto pa rin yun, yung 52,547. 52,547, that's the interest expense. So, interest expense is 52,547. Alright, now ano pa idadagdag natin dito? Well, yung lessee kasi nag-recognize siya ng ROUA or right of use asset. So, depreciation ang kulang natin dito. Depreciation expense. In this case kasi, yung lease liability niya is 533,844. Kaya nang sinabi natin kanina, ito yung babayaran niya, yung lease payments, present value of lease payments. Ang component ng lease liabilities, present value of lease payments, bargain price option or purchase option, at residual value guaranteed at present value, both at present value. Pero wala naman sila dito eh. Yung residual value dito, not guaranteed. So hindi natin i-count. Yung residual value, hindi rin natin hindi natin kina-count. And in the case of ROUA naman, it's LL plus other capitalizable costs, no? Wala namang mga ganun dito. Like I've said, tipid nga lang tong problem na to, wala masyadong details. So, in that case, yung lease liability natin, 53844 is now also yung right of use asset natin. So 55533,844. This is also your right of use asset. Now, i-divide natin siya sa ang tanong mo siguro, i-deduct ba natin yung residual value? Hindi. Kasi nga wala naman siyang pakialam doon. Hindi naman mapupunta sa kanya yung computer system after the end of the lease. So may pakialam lang siya, yung right of use asset niya is yun lang mismo. Yun lang yung i-depreciate niya over time, over the lease term actually. Kung magkaiba yung useful life nito, lease term ang gagawin natin. Nagkataon lang na yung lease term and useful life is magkapareho. Tama ba? Estimated useful, tama. So divided by 8 tayo equals 533,844 divided by 8. That's 66,730. Depreciation expense. And nilalagay natin dito, 66 plus 52547. 119,277 or 1192 rounded off 11927. So eto yan guys. That's the total expense for the period relating to this lease transaction. Okay? So yun lang guys. Summary lang. Dapat malaman mo yung rule kapag bago mo i-attack. Be mindful about dun sa if advance payment siya or ordinary annuity for you to be able to identify kung aling ang tamang present value ang gagamitin. And another is kapag ka yung interest income ang tinatanong sa'yo dito sa lesser side, make sure na in-account mo pati yung total gross net investment na lang yung ilalagay mo dito. Kasi kung depende man kung paano siya na-account yung residual value, values on the net investment would be different. So, yung total net investment na lang, which is ito rin yan. Okay? So, yun na lang ilagay mo dyan. And then compute for the amortization table. On the lessee side naman, kung wala namang transfer, magkakaiba rin yan. Ganito lang din ang setup niyan eh. Kasi kung kinonsider dito sa lesser side, malamang wala siya dito sa kabila, wala siya sa lessee. Kung hindi kinonsider doon, baka posibleng nandito siya sa kabila. So, although hindi naman siya, wait lang, sa under the lease liability naman, hindi naman ina-account yun doon unless it's a guaranteed residual value. So, kasama siya doon. I hope naintindihan yun. So, anything else? I think yun lang. Maraming na-cover yung question na to. Baka kasi ganito yung lumabas sa magugulat ka, konti lang yung information na binigay, pero ma-work out natin yan. Ayun lang. So, ayun. Thank you for listening and I hope may natutunan.